Your ducks can either drink your wallet dry or buy your groceries. Here's what they don't tell you: the egg money is only the appetizer. The real cash shows up when you run the whole flock like a tiny business. If you've got quacks in the yard and you're wondering if they can actually pay their way, this is your game plan. I'm going to show you how people turn duck habits into steady income. Rich eating eggs that bakers beg for, fertile eggs and day olds that sell out in spring, started birds that bring bigger checks, meat ducks that move on pre-order, compost that gardeners will line up for, and simple farm experiences that melt Instagram. You'll learn which breeds fit which job, how to price without guessing, what rules to check before you sell food, and a clean 30-day path to your first repeat customer. Stick around, because I'll also show you the one mistake that quietly eats profit with ducks, and the tiny fix that changes everything. Let me pull you into a quick story. A teacher named Lena started with 6 khaki Campbells because someone told her they lay like machines. The birds were sweet, noisy in that happy way, and the eggs tasted ridiculous in pancakes. Within a month, Lena's fridge looked like a marble run of cartons. She posted one photo in a local baking group with a short note that said, "Fresh duck eggs this week. Bakers say they rise higher. Pick up Saturday." A pastry chef messaged in 10 minutes. 2 home bakers followed. By week 3, she set a standing pickup window, wrote simple labels with the date and a "keep refrigerated" line, and added one sentence that changed the tone of the whole thing. These girls are pasture raised on grass and bugs with a splash pool. She wasn't selling eggs anymore. She was selling a story people could taste. The same 6 ducks started paying the feed bill, the phone bill, and a little fun money. Ducks give you lanes to choose from, so pick on purpose. If eggs are your lane, breeds like Khaki Campbell, Golden Hybrid, and Welsh Harlequin are known for laying deep into the year, often in the 200 to 300 eggs range, when fed and housed well. The yolks are larger, the whites have more protein, and pastry, people swear, their cakes get a little taller. That's why duck eggs usually pull a higher price than chicken eggs in most markets. If meat is your lane, pecans grow fast, reaching a good market weight in just a couple of months, which makes pre-orders sane and freezer days efficient. If you like the sell the promise, not the product, laying, fertile eggs, and day-old ducklings are your best friends in spring. A good ratio of 1 drake to 5 or 6 ducks gives solid fertility for most breeds, and the incubation for common domestic ducks sits around 28 days, with Muscovy taking longer. You don't have to run every lane at once. 2 lanes run well, beat 6 lanes run messy. Before you sell anything edible, slow down and check your local rules. In some places, farm gate sales of ungraded eggs are fine with simple labeling. In others, you'll need extra steps for washing, grading, or using a licensed kitchen if you want to turn eggs into noodles or custards. Meat has its own rules for processing and resale. The goal isn't to drown in paperwork, it's to be the person who does it right and sleeps like a baby. A quick call to your extension office or local health department answers most of this in 10 minutes. If you're not selling food yet, you can still sell fertile eggs, ducklings, started birds, bedding compost, and farm experiences while you get your food ducks in a row. Let's talk setup that keeps money and ducks happy. Ducks aren't complicated, but they are wet artists. Dry bedding and airflow are your best friends. A simple house that you can rake fast, a run with shade and a mini pool you can dump into the garden, and a paddock rotation that moves them onto fresh ground, keeps smell and flies low. Keep feed dry and offer water deep enough to dunk bills so they can clear their nostrils. Predators love a buffet, so lock up at night with latches a raccoon can't pick. If you can, Put the house close enough to the garden that you can pitch the dirty bedding straight onto your compost bay. You just turned chores into next spring's crop cash. Pricing shouldn't feel like guessing in the dark. Think like this: feed and bedding per bird per month, divided by average eggs per bird, plus a little for cartons and your time, gives you a floor. If your floor is 2 and your market happily pays 4, because bakers treat duck eggs like gold, charge 4, and let the flock buy you time to grow. For fertile eggs and day-olds, the price follows breed quality and demand. Nice lines with clean traits justify more. Mixed flocks bring friendly starter prices. For meat, use pre-orders with deposits and a clear pickup date so you're not feeding birds longer than you planned. For compost, bag the cured stuff and sell in spring when gardeners are hunting for it, or sell by the truckload if you've got room to stockpile. You will hit a challenge that makes you want to throw a feeder. It usually arrives in winter when laying drops, or in spring when everyone wants ducklings yesterday, or on the hottest week when the water looks like iced tea 2 hours after you scrub it. The quiet profit killer is drift, saying yes to every request and ending up with too many breeds, too many projects, and no clear schedule. The fix is tiny and boring. Pick 2 products for this season, write them on a card, and run just those like clockwork. Eggs and fertile eggs, eggs and compost, ducklings and farm tours, whatever fits your life. Give yourself permission to add the third thing later, after your first 2 feel like muscle memory. Now, let's develop a plan you can copy even if your farm is a backyard with neighbors who peer over the fence like meerkats. If eggs are first, aim for a steady dozen or 2 dozen a week to start. Keep a little log on the door of the coop with date, number of eggs, and any notes about feed or weather. That log turns into proof when you pitch a bakery. Take one beautiful photo in morning light on a wooden board, no filters, no clutter. Post a simple line: rich duck eggs available Saturday. Pickup window 10 to 12. Message to reserve. When someone says, "Why are duck eggs more?" tell them the truth. Larger yolks, richer baking, and birds that spend their day hunting slugs instead of sitting in a cage. This is a product and a story, and each supports the other. If ducklings are first, plan your calendar backward from the spring rush. Incubation takes about 4 weeks for most breeds, plus a week or 2 of marketing, plus your hatch restock time. Photograph your breeders on clean straw, write 1 honest paragraph about their traits: quiet, great layers, calm, and set a simple reservation system so nobody drives to your gate for a bird you don't have. Offer a care sheet that explains brooder heat, non-medicated feed, clean water, and how to keep the tiny explorers from drowning in a bucket. New keepers want to be told what to do in a kind, clear way. That kindness becomes repeat business. If meat is the lane, keep it humane and legal, and make it simple for your buyer. 1 clean date, 1 clean pickup time, and upfront answers about weight range, and whether you're selling whole or parted, and how it's processed. Most small farms make meat work with deposits and specific breeds like Pekin because the timeline is short and the finish is predictable. You do not need to become a giant processor to feed your neighbors. You need a calendar, a reliable processor or plan, and customers who know what day to clear their freezer. If your rules allow value adds, duck fat rendered into jars is winter magic, and confit makes food people write poems about, but only go there if your laws and your kitchen permit it. Do not ignore the side money that hides in plain sight. Gardeners love duck bedding compost because it's a balanced, gentle fertilizer that won't torch seedlings. Bag it in spring with a simple label that says composted duck bedding and a line about how you turn it. Plant shops adore simple duck and air plant workshops or meet the ducklings. Afternoons with hand sanitizer, a 10-minute talk, and a calm, short cuddle window. Parents will pay for photos with ducklings on a quilt under dappled shade. Keep it tidy, safe, and short. And you just created revenue out of cuteness. If you're in wine or berry country, there are real farms that use runner ducks for slug control. Even if you don't rent yours out, you can partner for a one-day duck patrol demo and sell eggs to that crowd. Keep insurance in mind for any event, and make it boringly safe. Feed is the line that runs through your profit, so be smart. Ducks love to forage. Give them a job. Rotate them through grass, where they can pick at clover and bugs. Throw kitchen greens and garden extras into the yard. Set a feed schedule instead of free feeding all day, so you can track what they actually eat. Fresh water at all times is non-negotiable, but the pool can be on a schedule that your hose and your back can keep up with. If winter is long where you live, plan for light drops. Some keepers add a little supplemental light in the morning to keep laying from crashing. But the birds also deserve a rest, and your price should reflect seasonality, so you're not promising summer abundance in January. Predators try to turn your business into a buffet. The answer is boring and strong. Tight houses, hardware cloth instead of chicken wire. Locks raccoons can't flip, and covered runs if hawks are bold. Ducks don't fly like chickens. If a panicked duck goes, and you get the thump of a body hitting a fence, you'll hate yourself. Build once, build right, and sleep. A single lost bird erases a lot of egg money. Let's talk numbers so your shoulders drop. Say you keep a modest flock of 12 layers. In peak season, with good feed, it's not crazy to see 8 to 10 eggs a day. If your market price per egg is comfortably above chicken eggs, and you sell 3 or 4 dozen a week on a simple subscription, your dozen is ready every Saturday. That's steadier than chasing random buyers. Add fertile eggs at a seasonal premium for people with incubators, and a handful of day-olds in spring, and your flock is suddenly doing more than buying feed. If you add 2 pekin rounds a year on pre-order and a spring compost push, you've spread your income across seasons. Not a get-rich story, just calm, clean cash from habits you already have. Here's the key moment, the point where you stop hoping and start running it. In the next 30 days, choose your 2 products and write them on a sticky note. On day 1, take your best photo ever of anything. A dozen duck eggs in morning light, with a sprig of chives or a clean handful of fluffball ducklings in a brooder with perfect light. On day 2, message 3 pastry chefs or home bakers and offer a sample dozen with a polite note about pickup windows. On day 3, post your offer in one local group with exact pickup times and a real price, so nobody has to DM how much. On day 4, make your care sheet or your egg label template and print 10. On day 5, build your compost bay if you don't have one and flip a pile so it's cooking for spring. On day 6, take a breath and clean the waterer. On day 7, deliver your first paid order on time with a smile and a simple thank you card that holds your name, your pickup window, and a one-line story about your flock. Repeat that week 4 times, and you'll have customers who start texting on Thursdays, not you chasing on Saturdays. Keep an eye on Drake math. Too many boys make stress and cracked feathers. 1 Drake to a handful of girls is harmony. 5 boys to 3 girls is a soap opera that ends with vet bills. If a Drake gets pushy, separate or rehome. Calm birds lay, gain, and sell better than stressed birds. That's not soft talk, that's business. If you want to go deeper on brand, you don't need a fancy logo. You need clean names and consistent photos. Call your flock something you can say out loud with a smile. Use the same wooden board and the same window for every product photo so your feed looks like a tidy story. Write like a person. Eggs from Hazel, Juniper, and Dot, available Saturday. The girls demolished the slugs in the garden this week. I'm proud of them. People remember Hazel. People open their wallet for Dot. Let's land this with one more story to put some wind at your back. A neighbor of mine started with 8 ducks and 0 plain. She wrote down every cost for 1 month, then set a price on eggs that covered feed and bedding with room for her time. She pitched 2 bakeries, and both said yes to a test dozen. She delivered in a recycled berry box with a clean label and a short thank you. Month 2, she added fertile eggs. Month 3, she sold out of day-olds in 2 hours on a rainy Saturday because she had photos, care sheets, and a policy that felt safe. In winter, she sold compost and a handful of farm photo sessions with ducklings when the first spring hatch arrived. She never went viral. She just showed up, told the truth, and kept it tidy. The ducks bought their feed. Then they bought her mixer. Then they bought her a weekend away. That's the energy I want for you. Here's the heartbeat of the whole thing, short and sweet. Ducks make money when you run them like a schedule, not a surprise. You pick your lanes, learn your rules, feed well, keep it clean, price with a calm head, and talk like a human. You respect the birds, respect the buyer, and respect your own time. That's it. That's the business.